Hey everyone, so this is the first video on how to get set up to use the auto trading algorithm. If you don't know by now, the only platform this works on is Ninjatrader, which is the one you see on the screen right now. So Ninjatrader is a pretty well-known trading platform, and that's the only one that it works on. So let's get started. If you want to move forward, you're going to need to open an account with Ninjatrader. So you would just come to their website, it's ninjatrader.com. and go up here to the top right to open account. Take you to this page, and then you want to select your account type. So this would be a futures account. Since we are trading futures, that is what I trade. That's what I trade with my Algo. Then you're going to have two options. So these are the two options you have for where your money is kept, which bank you're going to use. So there's Phillip Capital or Dorman. I've used both in the past, but Dorman is the one that I've used most often with other brokers, with other trading sites. So you can see what the difference is between both of them by clicking on About Phillip or About Dorman down here, and you can compare and see which one works best for you. I did Dorman, so you would just click on either one of these, and then you would fill out the 3 or 4 pages of information that they need. This is a retail trading account, so it's going to be exactly like an application you would fill out for TD Ameritrade or E-Trade. They're going to be asking you your name, your address, possibly your social, I can't remember. But, this is something that they have to make sure that they're not taking too much risk by allowing you to have an account, and so they have to make sure they have the necessary information. After you submit your application, you will get a follow-up email if they need more information from you. So they may reach out and say, hey, we need a copy of your license, or we need a copy of a bill coming to your address to just make sure you do live in the place that you say you live, because some other countries have restrictions about using certain brokers. So if they need some extra stuff, make sure you send that over, or it will delay your account opening process. After that, you will get an email typically within 24 to 48 hours saying that your account has been approved, and then they will send you instructions to wire funds in. So if you pick Phillip Capital, you can actually do an ACH, but it does take 3 to 5 business days for your money to clear. If you do a wire fund to either Phillip or Dorman, it will show up the very next day, but it does typically cost you on your side regarding your bank. It's usually like $20 or $30 to send a wire. So this is a step-by-step guide that I just pulled up just to go through in this video. So first thing, submit your application via Ninjatrader to Dorman or Phillip. So you have to do that. Again, once you're approved, you need to fund your account with the wire instructions. So they will email you the wire instructions. Obviously, if you want to do an ACH with Phillip, you can do that. They will probably have that in their instructions as well. Once you send your money in, you do not get an actual login to Ninjatrader until your money has hit your account, but you can go ahead and download Ninjatrader 8, so that would be the next step. So you can go really anywhere on Ninjatrader, go to brokerage right here. Oh, let's open an account. Let's go to a platform. Right here, download. So you want to download the platform. You can also, while you're waiting for your money to hit, you can also get a demo account, and you can play around in the platform with a demo account. But if you don't have a demo account, you do have to wait for your funds to hit for you to actually use the platform. So you click download, and then you put your email address in here and you download it, and you're good to go. Reminder, Ninjatrader only works on PC computers. It doesn't work on your cell phone, doesn't work on your iPad unless you're using what's called a VPS. So a VPS is a virtual private server. This is the one that I use. I do have a PC, so I don't have an issue there. But when you think about auto trading, I'm typically asleep when trades are taken, and I don't want there to be any internet issues or power issues at my house. And if there were, then it would take me out of the trade. Whereas if I'm using a VPS, a virtual private server, that is being held in a different location, which has really, really high, standards of internet connection and power connection. So there's no worry there. Also, then when I use the VPS, the Ninjatrader platform is not taking up space on my computer if I'm trying to, run my morning call or do some other tasks on my computer. So if you have a PC or if you have a Mac, definitely if you have a Mac, you're going to need a VPS. So I have a link. This is Chart VPS. I have a link, or if you mention me, you get a extra gigabyte of storage for free. Most people use the personal plan. It's $50 a month. You can try some of these for a cheaper price for a few days, but it's really, really cool. And then having the VPS allows you to access all of your stuff, your NinjaTrader and all of your trades and everything on a phone or on an iPad or on your Mac laptop, because it is simply a server somewhere else that you just then download an app and you, and you can pull it up. So this is definitely something that needs to be on the checklist if you only have Mac products. If you have a PC, you can obviously start on your PC and then see if you want to switch over at some other point. So download. So we're downloading the NinjaTrader platform. So download that on my computer. It's going to look something like this NinjaTrader 8 right here. You want NinjaTrader 8, and when they download, there will be two versions. You always want to use the 64-bit. So let me pull this stuff back up. All right, so next, login. So then you have to wait until you actually get funded. So then once you get an email saying, okay, your funds have hit your account, here is your login. So you will get, it's typically your first two initials and then like 4 numbers after it. That is your login. And then you create your own password. So they'll give you a link to create a password, and then you can actually go into the platform. So at this point, you can go into NinjaTrader. You'll also need to purchase the lease or the lifetime key. I'll go into that in a minute, as well as market data. But to log in, it's going to look something like this. So this is kind of how my setup looks all the time. So this is your home page where it says NinjaTrader in the top left, and then this is just a chart I have. So to create your connection, you'd go to connections, and this is where you're going to put your login. And then you go to configure in this bottom right hand corner. And then you're going to go to, because most of us are using NinjaTrader Continuum, it will say this in your email. You have to double click here and it will move itself to the bottom, and then you can put in your information. So your username goes right here. That would be that 2 initials and then 4 numbers, and then the password that you created. Make sure you take yourself off of demo, and then you can apply and okay. If you want to change the name of this, you can. If you want to like live account or something fun, you can do that. So that is getting connected to actual NinjaTrader. And once you do that, you'll see this green ball over here. If you're not connected, like if I disconnect from my connection right now, you can see it's a black ball. When you connect, it will be yellow at first when it's loading, and then it'll be green when you're actually connected. So definitely want to pay attention to that. All right, so let's get back to what you need to also purchase before you can get moving with the algorithm. So you can have all of this essentially. Some of these items are free, but to use the strategy, or the chart trader, you have to have the lease or the lifetime option. So let me show you their different options here. So the platform pricing. So this is what I'm talking about. So NinjaTrader has what's called a license key. You have to have the lease or you have to own it to actually use the algorithm. I know it's not cheap. It's $225 quarterly, so that's roughly $65 a month, $69 a month, something like that. You would select your broker. That would be NinjaTrader brokerage. If you're using NinjaTrader, if you're using Dorman or Phillip, it would be a NinjaTrader brokerage. So if you want to own it and do the single payment, I can get you a price of $1,000 or $999 instead of this $1,100. But that is required. So make sure you have that. All right, so you do need either the lease or to own. I know it's another fee. It sucks, but it is just part of NinjaTrader and what they require. All right, so now moving on from that, we have to also talk about market data. So market data is just what allows your charts to be live and actually running with real data. So that would be done. Let me show you. You're going to get this email. So I took a picture of it. You're going to get this. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So this is better. So this is an email you're going to get. So when you actually get set up, make sure you have your username and password. That's kind of what you have in that previous email. Then it's going to say these things you need to do. You need to enable market data. So you can click this little link right here. It says, please click here to enable market data. It's $12 a month. It is automatically taken out of your balance since at this point you have money in your account. And then the license key that I was speaking of here, they will send this to you. So once you either sign up for a lease or to own a license key, they will email it to you very shortly after you purchase it. So buy now, buy now. And that you also need to put into the system. So that's what they're saying right here. Enter your license key into the Ninjatrader platform. I'll show you how to do that. This is the Ninjatrader platform. Again, you go up to help and then you click on license key. I'm not going to click on it because it will show you mine, but this is where you'd click on license key and then you simply just paste it in there. Also, when you are coming on board, I'm always going to need your machine ID, and that's right here too under help, and you go to about. I'm not going to click it again because it's going to show you all of my information. That's where your machine ID is. All right, so you enabled your market data for $12 a month. You put your license key into your platform and now connect to your live account. This is kind of what I just showed you about connecting with the connections, and you go to configure. So once you do all of that, you are connected and ready to go. Then is when you would kind of take the next steps to open a chart like I've done here. Also, once you have all of this done, you can then actually subscribe to the algorithm. I don't like telling people to subscribe beforehand because all of these steps can take a few days, that there's no reason to be paying for a service if you can't use it until after this point anyway. So set up the Ninjatrader Continuum, your username and password, and then you have to sign a disclaimer I send you once you sign up. So you're going to sign up for the subscription. It's $500. There's a special right now. It's $500 for the first 21 days, and then after that is $1,000 every month. So please be aware of that. And obviously then you'd have to take into consideration the other costs. So the leasing, like I said, is around $60 a month. And then your $12 a month for market data. So that takes you up to like $75. And then if you are doing a VPS, that's another $50. So say $150 and then on top of your subscription. All right, so this is pretty much going to wrap up this first video. The second video will go more into detail about the platform itself, how to open a chart, how to add a strategy to a chart, and how to get the algorithm turned on and running as you wish. So stay tuned. I hope you sign up, and I hope you found this helpful, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.